Good morning, everybody. My name is Chris Hoff. I'm a Dharma teacher with the Moon Zen Sangha, and I'm also facilitator of Huntington Beach Zen. And today I'm going to start the talk with a quote from Sigmund Freud, of all people. And I'm not a Freudian, I should probably qualify that, but I do find him interesting. And the quote goes like this: one day in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. This is a talk immediately following the United States holiday of Thanksgiving, a time to pause and reflect on what we might be thankful for or grateful for in our lives. Most cultures have Thanksgiving festivals of some sort. It's unfortunate that ours is based on a mythology that has made invisible other darker histories. However, this is not the subject of this talk. The subject of this talk is how we might be grateful for a year like 2020. Recently, there have been several announcements of an impending vaccine, something that many of us have been hoping for. I too got excited and began to imagine a return to normalcy, whatever that may be. And in the midst of this good news, COVID continued to do what it does: kill more people, stress our healthcare capacities, and divide our population. But still, I found myself looking to the future, imagining, hoping, or even looking back, romancing the time prior to COVID, when I could gather with those I care about without fear or face masks. And that, I think, is the problem. And that's where the Freud quote comes in. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Many misread this quote as a sort of motivational, cherish the hard times kind of thing. But what Freud is actually saying is that when we go back in time, when we look back, we often bring other stuff with us: sentimentality, nostalgia, half memories, that our memories of the past are often clouded or even manufactured. Recent psychological research has shown that although we trust our own memories, memories are often distorted or completely made up. So going back in time can have its perils. But what about looking to the future? Freud has something to say about this too. To paraphrase, Freud thought it would be a tragic thing if we really got the object of our desire, that ultimately it would be unsatisfactory and we would need to find a new object to replace the old one. That life isn't about getting what we want, but about not getting what we want and being okay with that. Or as Camus would say, we have to imagine Sisyphus smiling. You know, the guy pushing up the boulder up the hill. I think most Buddhists could get behind that idea. So going out into the future has its perils as well. That falling victim to the idea that once we have COVID behind us, my life will suddenly improve will just set me up for more disappointment. So what does that leave me? Well, this is a Zen talk, so I should probably leave Freud behind and talk about some Zen stuff. One of my favorite koans comes from The Gateless Gate, and it goes something like this. A monk asked Joshu why Bodhidharma came to China. Joshu said, an oak tree in the garden. It often gets translated as a cypress tree, but a tree nonetheless. I think Freud would like this koan as well. I like it because every time I hear or read it, it's like a loud strike to the Han. It calls me to attention. I suppose there is no coincidence that Hans are made from trees. Joshu's tree is intimate, real, and challenges us not to get lost in the past or put our lives on hold while waiting for a better future. It points towards something else. This year has been a hard year. I have lost family, watched as the world burned, and as a director of a community counseling center, experienced so many sufferings. As Sharon Salzberg says, sometimes it just hurts, this life. This time has provided many reasons to look to the past and to the future. But embedded in all of this has been moments profound and intimate, and some that were just boring. Life in all its messiness. Freud and Joshu didn't want us to miss our lives, that our lives are the practice. Or as Thich Nhat Hanh said, your true home is in the here and in the now. So today I find myself grateful for all of it, all the messiness, the pain, the hurt, the confusion, the uncertainty, but also the love, the connections, and of course the helpers. So ultimately, my encouragement to you, and to me, quite honestly, is to not hope for a better past or a better future, but to sit on your cushion or your hands and not miss your life. These are the worst of times and the best of times, right here and right now. Freud's big ideas, Joshu's tree, the strike of the Han, our life, all the same. A monk asked Joshu why Bodhidharma came to China. How do you answer in the year 2020? Thank you.